So what is diversity? I would say that it takes all kinds of people to make a world. It takes all kinds of nationalities, languages, sexual orientations, heritage to make a world. And the Hispanic community is one of them. If we, as a society, realize there's only one race, the human race, we'll be in a better place today. It is estimated there are more than 20 different nationalities that speak Spanish. So depending on what country are you from, we have different language variations, not dialect. In English, we call slang. So even though there are some slight differences within our own culture, what keeps us together is that we share one language, Spanish, coming from motherland, Spain, taught by the Catholic Church. Also, it is a strong desire to achieve the American dream, to work hard and succeed in the land of opportunities. As a son of an Argentinian family, I moved here 17 years ago for love. I met my American wife in Buenos Aires. We had a long-distance relationship. I decided to sell my business and move here to fulfill my ultimate personal goal, to share the rest of my life with a woman I always dream of and more. This nation embraced me with open arms, as my American family did. I went through a lot of struggles, and even though there were a lot of cultural differences from language to how to sell products and services to people, or even how to connect with people, I realized that at the end of the day, mountains can be moved if there is strong determination, passion, persistent, unity, but most important of all, respect from one to another. If we don't have respect, folks, we have nothing. So let me share some important numbers with you. According to Geoscape, it is estimated between 2017 and 2021, 80% of US population growth will be attributed to minorities. Hispanics will represent 51.7% of that growth. So useful diversity is becoming the counterweight of white aging consumers. If you're a business owner, imagine the additional sales or revenues that you can generate from this growing and influential audience. Sometimes executives tell me, Hispanic market is not my priority. They cannot afford my products or services. I don't speak Spanish to connect with them. These are excuses that is costing millions of dollars of additional revenues to corporate America. I remember one of our business partners, a car dealer, decided to engage my company and I to handle the Hispanic communication efforts. They had the wrong perception of what the Hispanic community was all about. They thought they were already engaged in the Hispanic market with the general market efforts. So my first goal was to help them question themselves the perception that people who buy specific luxury brands have certain demographics and psychographic characteristics. They cannot assume that Hispanic consumers are the same. My second goal was to explain to them the different factors and considerations they have during the car purchase process. The importance to train their sales team and to have the right minority representation within his own staff, because at the end of the day, people do not buy products, they buy brand experiences. So they need to feel welcome when they come to your store. And my third goal was to develop and execute a culturally relevant strategy and campaign where his message and his brand can truly resonate with Hispanics effectively and efficiently. As a result, not only they gain new Hispanic customers to their business, but also we help them generate millions of dollars of additional sales from this growing and influential audience. So even though the current administration is trying to deflect the truth by saying that Hispanics is an outsourced source that is crossing the border and taking over the jobs from Americans, the reality is it is not the truth. The growth comes from U.S. Hispanic, born here in our soil. As the U.S. Hispanic matures, it becomes a vital part of the U.S. economy with a strong political and economic influence. They work hard, they spend over 90% of their disposable income, and they pay taxes as I do. So they're getting embedded into middle to upper class, higher household income, higher level of education, bilingual, bicultural. These influential consumers from Generation X and Generation Z, son, daughter, grandchild, great-grandchild of immigrants, are becoming the driving force of the U.S. economy with a purchasing power of over $1.7 trillion. They became one of the top 10 economies in the world with a GDP larger than Mexico. So we are a multicultural nation. Whether you agree or disagree, look at the numbers and statistics, they don't lie. So how can you embrace this growing and influential audience? First, look within your own community. Acknowledge them, respect them, invite them to be part of your church, your club, your company, or your home, even if they are your neighbors. Second, do not stereotype. You know, corporate America tend to portray Hispanic consumers as people with dark skin that speak Spanish, drinks a lot of tequila, eats a lot of tacos. This is not who we are all about. And third, you don't have just to speak Spanish to connect with them. They also speak English. So the more acculturated that person is, they lean towards the use of English language. But at the end of the day, it goes beyond language. It is about culture and how well you understand it if you really want to connect with them the right way. So if you think that minorities won't be impacting your community or your business, think again. We cannot be numb to this racism and bigotry that is going on. We can't forget our history and our ancestors that came here for a better future. This nation never promised equal outcome, but it was founded with a simple idea that everybody should have equal opportunity to succeed, no matter who you are, what you look like, where you come from. You can make it here. That was the essential promise of America. We cannot let it fade out. It is not the divided state of America. We are the United States of America. So embrace instead of reject. Love, not hate. Thank you very much.